Well, welcome everybody. I'm delighted to have you all here in Norton Keynes, the village that I am very proud to call home. Now, we've been knocking on doors here and across Cannock Chase, week in, week out, for over 6 months now. What voters are telling us is what we're hearing across the country. People look around them, and whether it's our NHS, our schools, public transport, the energy system, Tories have broken it all, and people are crying out for change. Now, and as a Labour Party, we are finally in the place where we are ready to serve and get our country back on the path to prosperity and fairness for working people. Now, there is nobody better to talk to you about that than the man I'm about to introduce. So please will you join me in welcoming the leader of the Labour Party, Keir Starmer.
Thank you, Josh. And what an amazing candidate you have here that you're campaigning for. What a brilliant candidate, and what an even better Member of Parliament he will make on Thursday. And thank you all for that very warm reception. We've been on the road for many, many days. This is the third stop of today, but to have your welcome gives us a real lift in this campaign. So thank you so much for your welcome. And we've been campaigning since day one, with a smile on our face, with a spring in our step, with a very positive case to take the country about change. And if you're a family that's been struggling for months and years with the bills bearing down on you because of the cost of living crisis, if you're a business that's been struggling for years because of the damage that's been done to the economy by this government, if you've served in uniform or served your community, then this campaign, this Labour campaign, is for you, and this fight for change is for you, because the choice at this election is clear and it is stark. We've had 14 years now of chaos, division and failure. We'll get more of the same if the Tories are back on Friday morning, or we can turn the page, or we can start to rebuild our country with Labour. And we do that because we've changed our party. We're a changed Labour Party, proudly saying country first, party second, and looking for the opportunity to earn trust and confidence on Thursday to rebuild our country and start that task straight away. And these are the last yards now. These are the last hours and days until we'll all work through till 10 o'clock on Thursday, taking our fight to the country, earning respect of voters, because there are still many, many voters, and you will know that here, we've just been discussing it, who are still undecided, still deciding what they're going to do on Thursday. Don't believe the polls, they don't predict the future. It's constituencies like this that will make the difference. And in places like this, it will be getting that vote out on the day, persuading those people, those undecided, persuading them that change is possible, and persuading them that you could vote for change, and if you want change, you have to vote for it. And we have to remind them and ask them to imagine, if they dare, waking up on Friday morning to the continuation of a Tory government. We've had 14 years of this now. 14 years of failure. And they haven't changed. Have you seen anything in their campaign that suggests that they have changed? They governed with chaos and division, and they've campaigned with chaos and division, but that is what will happen if we don't persuade people to go out and vote for change. And just imagine that. because that is why we have to work so hard between now and the close of polls on Thursday. But equally imagine that we win the election, a Labour government able to rebuild our country, put the NHS not just back on its feet, but fit for the future. Making sure that we've got the schools and skills for our young people, so we can say to every young person, every child, you can go as far as your talent will take you, whatever your background, wherever you come from. Rebuilding our economy so it works for everyone across the whole of the country and people feel better off, their living standards have gone up and their public services are back where they would expect them and where they're entitled to them. We set up GB Energy, that publicly owned energy company, that will make sure that our energy bills are lower for good, that we've got energy security and we harness the jobs of the future. That is the change on offer. That is the argument that we make. The choice is stark to continue with the same as we've had for 14 long years, which is not going to change, or to turn the page and start to rebuild our country with Labour. So if you want change, you have to vote for it. Change doesn't happen unless you vote for it. Let's take that out to every doorstep, to every voter. Let's get this over the line. Let's get that Labour government. Thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Happy?
Both levels?
Yeah, that's fine.
So can you just tell me what's the weather like out there?
It's not bad actually, a little bit colder than yesterday, but otherwise all good. That's right. Yeah, the weather now.
Okay.
Okay, happy?
Keir Starmer, such is the concern of a Walsall councillor, Shakila, who's saying that she's actually resigned from the Labour Party, will now be an independent. That's not good.
No, I am concerned about people who are upset about what I said about Bangladesh. That certainly wasn't my intention. There's been a very strong relationship between the Labour Party and the Bangladeshi community here in Britain, which has done so much for our country. I've got a strong personal relationship. I was simply giving an example of a country that we could do business with. Yeah, I mean, let me take this based on, I didn't mean to cause concern or upset to anyone, because we have got such a strong relationship with the Bangladeshi community here in Britain who do so much for our economy, you know, for our culture and for our country, and I certainly want to build on that relationship if we get the opportunity to serve in government.
You're in the heart of the Midlands here. It's a society that's had to watch the cancellation of HS2. We've had cost of living challenges. Can you commit to a big project that you can bring to the Midlands if you do become Prime Minister?
Yes, we do want a project for the Midlands. I want to make sure that that is something that brings together our communities, our business leaders, our political leaders, and also has government support coming into it. So we will put in place a growth plan that will pull this together. Because across the Midlands, I want living standards to go up. I want to make sure that our young people have the future that they deserve. I'm just being ambitious. There's real ambition. What we now need is a couple of understand that comes up with long-term ambition, so we can say the future will be better, we will get better living standards, public services will be restored to what people in Midlands expect, particularly what they're entitled to.
We'll hold you to account on that. We have a viewer question. He's running about the issue of male suicide. It's particularly high in poorer areas. What would you do to tackle that particular subject, male suicide?
I'm very concerned about this for young men in particular. It's one of the highest causes of death. And that's why within our health mission, we do have a mission to rebuild the NHS for effectiveness within health to deal specifically with the question of suicide, to work with campaigns to ensure that we do everything possible we can to prevent suicide. Hiya, where'd you... How are you doing here? Hi, nice to see you. Thank you for coming.
Mark is there.
I say that the court do not have any answers to the very many challenges we're facing in this constituency and across the country. And the choice in this election is between the continuation of a Conservative government or electing in a Labour government to turn the page and start to rebuild. So if anybody listening and wants change, I do think and I understand you have to vote for it. That is voting Labour, because otherwise we'll end up with 5 more years of the Conservatives, 5 more years on top of the 14 failed years we've had so far. I don't think anyone wants that. So if you want change, you have to vote for it. We've been campaigning with a smile on our face and a spring in our step, making the positive cases of change. And I'm pleased to do that because we've worked for 4.5 years to change the Labour Party and to put it in a position where we can put that positive offense in the front of change. And that is why we're very pleased to be finishing this campaign as we started it. We seem to be, by the way, the only positive campaign left. The Conservatives are in a sort of spiral of despair. Look, I know that we have to earn those votes, my vote is going into Thursday, work through to the general voting. But I'm confident in the right to do that. And I'm confident that if we are privileged enough to serve our country, we're going to begin that hard road of change straight away on day one with the first step.
Can I put a football analogy to you, or maybe an answer in football in terms of what do you say to people who are perhaps like the word team? They think they might like to support it, they think they've got some decent players, but perhaps your success so far has been down to the lower quality of the position. And as you get to the more difficult stages of the tournament, tough matches ahead, they're not really sure about the management.
Well, two things about that. Firstly, there's been plenty of occasions in the past when this Labour team has not been at big stages in the election, notwithstanding the reality of secondly, just to look at good managers, Arteta would be a top choice for me. They get the best out of their team, so every player can play better than they do. That's the way I look at this team. A really good strong team, and they're pulling together, utterly focused on the job in hand. That is I hope I have the privilege to serve our country. I've been serving our country and to turn the page and start to rebuild our country, to take it forward so that the country is better off in every sense, not just living standards, but public services back in the way that they would expect and frankly in the way that they expect. Thank you very much.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.